Okay, and I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. So just give me 1 second here. There we go. Okay, can everybody... Oh, see, now my screen sharing is paused. So never mind. Let's go out of full. Can you not share when you're in full screen? I have to be on here. Okay, well, can everybody see this? Okay, awesome. So I wanted to ask quickly here before we start, can you put in the comments if you have ever done a vision board or like goal setting for the new year, or if this is something that is completely new to you? Just so I can get a feel of where everybody is at. And I will just, okay, so Carrie has before. Well, this is going to be a little bit different than what you may traditionally be used to. We're going to get to the actual visual part of the vision board at the end, but I want to start with just welcoming you guys in and letting you know that today is all about you. So the dreams that have been stirring in your heart, the visions that you carry for your life, and the steps that will take you there. I want you to know this, that you were created with purpose and that there's no dream too big or too bold for the God who placed it within you. So as women, we often carry so much responsibilities, expectations, and even self-doubt. But today, I want to challenge you to set all of that aside. Let yourself dream without limits. That was something that Carly encouraged me to do for probably the first 6 months that we coached together. I had forgotten the importance of dreaming without limits and getting outside of my own little pea-sized brain. Don't let past failures or fear of the unknown hold you back. And the roadblocks, those are just simply stepping stones to the life that you were meant to live. So this isn't about perfect goals or flawless execution. It's about aligning your dreams with your God-given purpose and equipping yourself with the systems and strategies to bring them to life. So I want us to take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's explore what's possible when you dare to dream big and believe in the woman that God has called you to be. So we're going to start with the why, because I think a goal will always fail without systems in place to get you there. So goals focus on outcomes like losing 10 pounds or reading 20 books. Without consistent systems, that's just a good thought and a good intention. So an example, instead of losing 10 pounds, create a system of daily movement and balanced meals, because those systems are what is going to get you to that end result. So feel free to screenshot as we're going, or if you have notebooks, feel free to take notes. You can put questions in the question box. I have it up so I'll see them. But I want to start with talking about micro habits and why they're actually very important before ever thinking of doing a vision board. Now, if you guys are familiar of the book Atomic Habits, Carly has it in her, I believe it's in her resource section, but this book, I honestly have listened to 3 or 4 times monthly over the last year, and I am still getting little tidbits out of it. And it just keeps me in alignment. What we're focusing on is really how we're going to live our life. So small repeated habits that compound into big results. That's basically what micro habits are. So instead of committing to an hour of prayer every day, start with 5 minutes when you wake up. That goes with anything. Instead of saying, I'm going to do an hour-long workout every single day, just start with choosing to move your body for 5 or 10 minutes if that's something that you have never done. It might seem unproductive when you start doing it because you're thinking, oh, well, it's just 5 minutes. But that 5 minutes is showing yourself that you can consistently show up and it'll continue to build from there. So we don't rise to the level of our goals. We actually fall to the level of our systems. That was a huge, what's the word? Like aha moment for me, because I realized it wasn't me that was the issue. I wasn't a failure. It was that the systems that I had in place were failing me. And when you change your systems and your beliefs around those, then you're going to start having success with the ambitions and the goals that you have. So I want us to take a minute and just reflect on, if you feel comfortable, put it in the comments box, on a goal that you have set, but you have struggled to achieve. And I'll go first for me. A goal that I have set consistently in the past and struggled to achieve until I changed my mindsets and my systems that I had in place was daily movement, because I had a very all or nothing mindset around that of I have to show up and it has to look like this. I have to be at the gym. And if you guys on here have kids, you know that once you have a kid, your entire life changes. So being able to show up to the gym consistently 5 days a week might not be a thing for you anymore, especially if you're parenting on your own, because childcare on top of that is difficult to find. So a system that supported that goal that I wanted to achieve was I just actually started getting stuff to put in my home. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to move my body every day. I have a little walking pad in my home and some dumbbells, and it works perfectly fine for me, but it removed those barriers that I had that were keeping me from actually getting to the gym to work out. So discovering, oh, someone said, adequately prioritizing my business system would be following the daily accountability sheet, right? So her big goal is prioritizing her business, but the system that she's going to put in place is just following the steps in her accountability sheet that is going to get her that consistency in her business. So it's cool when you actually break your goals down. It always comes back to a system in place that is actually serving the growth towards your goals, or a system that is not serving you towards the growth of your goals. So your purpose isn't just what you do, it's actually who you were created to be. So this is another thing that if you want to screenshot, this is going to help you kind of plan and get ready to do your vision board, but understanding your purpose. So what unique talents or gifts are in your heart? What are you passionate about? What are some things that light you on fire? What has God placed in your life to serve and influence? And then write one sentence, like a purpose statement about that. I am called to blank, 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 and a specific action. I'm going to give you guys examples of these when I show you my vision boarding sheet. But they're really great questions to think about just to get your brain on the kind of right path. So now we're going to get into the actual vision boarding. So the purpose of a vision board is pretty self-explanatory in the name. It's a board that you put all of your visions on, your dreams and your aspirations, and it serves as a reminder of what you aspire to achieve. So this isn't something that you just, if I'm being completely honest, I thought vision boards were very dumb and unproductive. Literally up until the past couple years when I was really able to, I think in the past it was like cut out these pictures from a magazine and just throw them on there because you think they look pretty, or it's like what you want to look like. And there's no sentimental or purpose or mindset behind those things. And I really would do it like once a year and then it just sits and doesn't get looked at again. So now I have a very different approach to vision boarding that honestly carries through. I revisit it sometimes weekly, monthly, and it's always there for me to see. But it's to help clarify, concentrate, and maintain focus on specific life goals. Visualization is a powerful technique that aligns your mindset with your goals, and it engages your mind and emotions, making your aspirations feel more attainable. So, my personal story of how vision boarding has impacted my life, I'm going to show you a couple pictures at the end of what my vision boards actually look like. But you need to get your dreams out of your head, whether that means you're writing them down, or whether it means that you're cutting out pictures that kind of align with those dreams that are in your mind. You need to get it out of your mind and onto paper, because that's what makes it real. When it's just in your head, it's just a dream. But once you actually make that intention of getting it out of your head and writing it down and crafting it in a way that aligns with you, now you're actually putting action to that, and you're going to have a visual reminder every single day of the dreams that are in your heart and the goals that you have. So now we're going to get into the actual worksheet. This is not your typical vision board. So while traditional vision boards often focus on external goals like wealth, career achievements, and material possessions, identity-based vision boarding goes deeper. It's about aligning your life with who you were created to be and living out your God-given purpose. So when you focus on identity and on becoming the person that you were created to be, everything else naturally falls into place. And I've really been able to experience that over the last few years. I know a few of you know me closely on here, but I'm a very ambitious, goal-oriented person. And in the past, I sometimes just went in circles. And really, when I started focusing on my identity and deep-rooted beliefs that I had, and just focusing on becoming the type of person that would actually achieve those goals, everything just falls into place. um, so instead of chasing goals for the sake of achievement, you'll create a vision that stems from the core of who you are and who you're becoming. So this is where you're going to want to take a screenshot, or Carly also put them in the resource section in her wellness portal. So the first step is to, sorry, just let me let this person in here. Okay, so our first step is to reflect and discover your vision. So again, make sure you take a screenshot of this. This is the first step of the vision board, but Carly also put it into the resource section in her wellness portal. Take time to thoughtfully answer these questions below and use your responses to clarify your identity and the vision you have for your life. So you may have different pillars, but I found these are general pillars that I think everybody has. Wellness, finances, personal growth, business or career, family, and fun and joy. Yes, Carly said, and she also emailed the girls that are not in her wellness portal. So you'll get an email of these resources so that you can fill yours out and do your own vision board outside of here. And it's funny, the one that I actually had the hardest time when I started vision boarding was fun and joy. I look back a few years ago, I was not very fun. I was like a very serious, rigid person. And I found focusing on like my identity and beliefs in the specific pillar of fun and joy, I'm like, man, I am just having such a more enjoyable life. Yes, I was stuck in my masculine. And it's actually funny. My dating life has actually improved a lot now that I've learned more to kind of function how God created me as a woman and be present in my feminine and really prioritize fun and joy. Funny how that works, though. That was always the column that I just skipped right over. Who needs fun? Who needs joy? Okay, so this is where you're actually going to write down your I am statements. So that's why it's super important to do the first step, because you're not going to know what your I am statements are if you skip over the first step. So step 2 is writing it out. So right below in each column, 3 I am statements that align with how you want to show up in the areas below. So I'm going to give you guys an example. Let me just find it here. Because I wrote them down. Yes, right here. So I am statements are crucial for vision boarding and goal setting because they align your goals with your identity. Again, if we focus on becoming the person that we were created to be, all of these areas and pillars are actually just going to fall into alignment, and you will naturally reach your goals because you are aligning with the person that you were created to be to reach those. So these affirmations shape your mindset. They replace limiting beliefs and focus your energy on who you were created to be. So rooted in truth and faith, they motivate and guide you, ensuring your actions reflect your purpose and help you achieve meaningful goals. So what you declare about yourself creates the foundation for growth and success. I think that is a universal truth, no matter what you believe, no matter what your faith or spiritual background is. What you declare about yourself will create the foundation for growth and success. So I just want to give you a couple examples. So for in the wellness area, I put in for an I am statement, I put, I am honoring the body that God gave me by moving my body daily and feeling stronger every day. So how much different does that sound as opposed to saying, I want to lose 10 pounds because I don't like the way that I look, right? When you say, I'm actually honoring the body that I was given by moving my body daily, it now becomes an opportunity. I have a notification here. Oh, my Mac is going to sleep soon if I don't plug it in. Okay, give me 1 second and I will be right back. I just have to get my charger cord, which I think is actually right here because I was prepared. Look at me. Let me plug this bad boy in. I'm actually amazed that my daughter is still sleeping. We were up on and off all throughout the night just because she hasn't been feeling super well. Now my plug-in. Okay, we just about got it. Oh, got it. Okay, we're not dying over here, I promise. Okay, so I think we all understand kind of step 2. You really want to, these need to be identity based. They need to be I am, and you're going to move these from just goals to actual opportunities and identity based affirmations. So once that is done, and I'm telling you, I said this already, you can't skip over any steps. If you skip steps, it's not going to make sense and it's not going to line up with how it is actually supposed to be. There's no cutting corners over here. So step 3 is translate your vision into action. So I say the no skipping steps because my personality would want to just skip right to step 3, right to the action part. But if you don't take the time to dig deep and answer the questions and figure out your maybe limiting beliefs and what your I am statements are, your actions are just going to be actions. And that is not going to be enough to actually move you into the person that you were created to be to actually accomplish the goals that you have. So identify specific steps aligned with your I am statements. So turn beliefs into action. It provides clarity to keep you consistent with your values and builds momentum, aligning actions with your identity. It's going to ensure that you have progress, and not just beliefs. So when your actions match your identity, transformation begins. So an example of that would be, okay, so in finances, my I am statement was I am saving money and paying off debt with ease and focus. So an action that might line up with that, if I said that I am saving money and paying off debt with ease and focus, it might be that I am tracking my finances for the month. I put all my receipts away and go over them at the end of the month. That is an action that I do that aligns with that. Or a micro habit would be every time I make a purchase, I write it down in a note. Or do you guys get what I'm saying? Like you have your I am statement and then an action that aligns with it. So for my business and career, I put I am creating my podcast and sharing my voice boldly. So an action that might align with that would be I am batching podcast ideas. When I have an idea for a podcast, I'm going to put it into my notes right away. I'm going to write it down right away. They're little simple actions that they're very easy to do. Like very simple, but they're little actions that are going to move you towards your goals and showing up for who you're created to be. So when your actions match your identity, that's when transformation begins. So now this is step 4. This is probably the most important step for continuing this on and actually having success in your vision board. So now that you have a clear picture of your vision, identity, and actionable steps, there's one important step that we can't miss. You need to make this a daily and year-round practice. This is not just something that you do with your girlfriends for fun on New Year's Eve and then forget about for the rest of the year. Your vision board is not meant to be something that you create, admire for a week, and then forget about. It's a tool designed to keep you aligned with your identity and purpose throughout the year. So here's how to make the most of it. I'm going to show you in the next slide how I've actually turned these worksheets into something that is creative and something that I can carry on throughout the years. But you're going to want to review it regularly. So set aside time each week or month, especially when you're just starting out, to reflect on your vision board. Ask yourself, am I showing up as the person that I've envisioned? Are my actions aligning with my identity and goals? Pray over it. Whatever that looks like to you, use your vision board as a prompt for prayer and ask for guidance, strength, and wisdom to continue becoming the person that you were created to be. And adjust it as needed. As you grow, things change. So life changes, and so might your vision. Revisit and revise your board as you grow and gain clarity about your purpose. Use it daily as inspiration. Please do not put this in your basement or put it in the back corner of your room or in your closet. Put it somewhere that you are every single day, maybe where you read your book, maybe where you get ready. Put it in a place that you're actually going to see it so that you have that visual reminder. So now I want to show you guys. I wanted to get a better picture, but anyways, we just didn't get there. So these are the pictures that I have for you guys, but I actually have 2 different kinds of vision boards. The one on the bottom, can you guys see the one on the bottom that has like little, what are those? Clothespins. That's the one that I actually started out with. So this format is really great for people who are analytical, maybe a bit more practical, not maybe at the point where they want to, be cutting stuff out of a magazine and all of that. This one is an amazing way to still have a vision board of something that reminds you of your identity and your goals every day. So I'm going to explain it to you. Over the top, I have all of the categories. I have wellness, finances, personal growth, business, family relationships. And on each of the clothespins below that, I wrote my I am statements below. So this was when I started in 2018. So mind you, my I am statements were, I was at a much different place like 5, 6 years ago. But in finances, my affirmation was, I am aware of where my finances are. It's actually hilarious to look back on that because I remember writing that out with my life coach, and I had not a freaking clue where my finances were, where my money was going. I had no idea. And I honestly told her, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, why would I write that down when it's not true? I'm just lying to myself. And she said, would you just trust me? And I did. I said, I'm going to do your stupid vision board for 6 months and we'll see where it goes. Well, guess who now doesn't have to write down, I am aware of where my finances are, because I am at that point. Carly's laughing at me. And then the other one was, I feel confident about my finances. Guys, that's the place where I was at with my finances 5, 6 years ago. And now I'm at a point where I'm actually able to help give people advice and tools and resources in that area. This is why you need to write it out, because there's going to be a day where you feel like, I've just done nothing. Why have I just not grown? Life is so stagnant. This is where you can look back at your old parts of your vision board and be like, wow, actually 5 years ago, I was a mess and had no idea where my money was going. All I knew was that it wasn't in my account and I was in a lot of debt. um, so what this vision board looks like now is, I wonder if I can show you guys. Here. The reason I couldn't take a picture was because Vienna found this and was playing with it and there's pieces missing, but oh, it's blurry. Okay. So basically what I've done is I've put that affirmation piece is still there. Every single year, I just put a new affirmation piece over top. So I have like 2018, 2019, 2020, and you're going to love doing this because it gives you something to look back on and you can say, oh my gosh, look at who I was 5 years ago and look at who I am now. Or you may be able to look and say, okay, there hasn't been much progress in this area. What limiting belief am I still believing, or what identity have I adopted that is not serving me towards who I really want to be? So I love that way of vision boarding. It is my absolute favorite way. If you look above, you can see the second way that I vision board is, yes, I find photos and like statements and stuff that align with, who I want to be and the goals that I have in life. But then if you see those pink post-its beside, I actually write down the actionable steps beside that. And then, like, so for instance, it said travel to faraway places. I wanted to be able to take Vienna on a vacation in 2025. I wanted to go on a vacation myself. And I actually put my ticket of the cruise that I'm going on in June underneath that picture. So it's like a little, I don't know, it's more of a creative way to do it, but you're still able to track like who you are, what your goals are, the actionable steps. And then when you do them, put a photo up. Like when I get to take Vienna on her vacation, I'm going to take a photo of us and I want to put it on our vision board because it just shows that you are following through and the dreams that you are believing for yourself are actually coming to life. So those are two different kind of creative ways for different personality types that you can do vision boarding. But I would say the most important part before you go getting your hot glue gun and all your magazines and post-its and stuff like that, please, please do the worksheets. And if you have any questions, I've put my info here. You can scan the QR code if we aren't friends on Instagram already. I also have a beauty business website and a wellness website. So if you have any questions while you're doing the vision board, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help whenever. I'm going to stop my share now. And where's recording? I want to pause the recording. No, stop the recording.